So let me get this straight. As a Democratic voter for over a decade, I think I'll be voting for Donald Trump.
Well, talk about applying pressure. This afternoon, Fox News announced anchor Bret Baier will sit down with Vice President Harris for an interview near Philadelphia on Wednesday. It's a notable development.
Truly look at the choice before us. Listen to Donald Trump's speeches. Truth over lies, democracy versus fascism, or something like that looks like it. Your interests rather than revenge for Donald Trump's ego. The rule of law versus Donald Trump's lawlessness, kindness versus cruelty. If you are concerned about those things and are worried Harris could very well lose, well, do something.
Yes, from the look of things, these people are desperate. When you take a look at this lady, she is in tears. I don't understand. If Kamala was winning, as they always claim throughout, we will not say things like this. 3 days ago, I saw Trump approving to appear on Joe Rogan. This is what I'm now seeing. Kamala campaign is also going close to Joe Rogan to have a podcast. This same Kamala we saw refusing interviews, refusing podcasts, now it's going everywhere. Ask yourself why. It is because they realize she is not winning. This same Kamala was called up on Fox News for interviews several times. They turned down. Because of what they are observing in the polls, they are changing their minds like never before.
So we had the opportunity at Fox Digital to talk with some of the voters on the ground. This is what they had to say. Watch.
I think he's a great choice for Kamala because she has no clue. So she actually picked a running mate that was equally stupid.
I heard the last name, but I didn't know who he was. I've never seen him on TV. Or anything, so
I like him at all. I see right through him. I think he's a fast talking, like throws in like a bunch of things that aren't true, but talks real fast.
So the people on the ground definitely are going to speak their mind, Kristen.
But, you know, we can't poll people's hearts and we can't see into people's hearts. And so when we're looking at these polls and we're looking at who is voting for Trump, you've got 53% of white women that voted for him in 2020. We've got to reach those women. We've got to reach those ridiculous, crazy black men that did vote for Trump. We've got to reach those people. We've got to reach the Cuban men in Miami that overwhelmingly voted for Trump. I don't know what their hearts look like, but I know what their votes look like.
But I'm not talking just, you know, I'm not speaking to people's hearts, and I am sunshine and rainbows, but I'm not Pollyanna in this world. What I'm speaking to is when you resonate with someone's heart, and Kamala has a good heart.
We've got to reach those ridiculous, crazy black men that did vote for Trump.
So let me get this straight. If I vote for a party that can't define what a woman is, I'm no longer ridiculous. If I vote for a party that thinks they can pander to me using kente cloths and hot sauce, I'm no longer crazy. If I vote for a party that has done nothing but destroy my community for the last 60 years and open the borders in order to replace my vote and destroy my community further, I'm no longer crazy.
Taking a look at the mainstream media, you can clearly realize they are struggling to accept that Kamala is losing. We knew exactly from people that are observing what is going on, right? In 2019, when Kamala opens her mouth, a lot of things will go wrong. This as a result of this, when she came out, went on, the podcast interviews, things started falling apart. She was a superstar initially. You saw how Democrats were excited, the mainstream media, the same. Polls were coming out, oh, Kamala is trashing Trump, things like this. We saw that. Along the way, now look at the stage. They are now begging people. Even Kamala is coming out to say, oh, I will give black people $20,000. And we've gone X. People are saying this is a crime, that you're paying people to vote. So,
if you are concerned about those things and are worried Harris could very well lose, well, do something. Get to work. As Barack Obama said in Pittsburgh last night, don't just sit back and hope for the best. Vote and help get out the vote. If we care about this experiment called America, the search for a more perfect union that has the possibility of being ever more perfect every day. Don't despair. Don't be discouraged. I mean, you can be, but don't just be. Don't just criticize. And women, I'm talking to you because this is about getting back our 50 years of rights so our daughters can be safe at the doctor? We know better. We know better than to wait for someone else to get this job done. We're women. We always come through for each other. So let's not miss this opportunity to step up for women, for families across the United States of America. And if you're frightened by the option of Donald Trump, don't just talk about all the things you think the Harris camp is doing wrong. Get to work. I know women will.
We had, of course, Joe Biden in the race, losing ground to Donald Trump. Kamala Harris gets in the race. It seems to be tied up. You have a debate. Harris gets the bump from the debate, goes up 4 or 5 points, and then it comes back where you knew it was going to come back to. We're 3 weeks out. We're tied. It's 48-48. And there's some really interesting numbers I want to ask you about, and mainly about Kamala Harris needing to lock down a higher percentage of Hispanic voters, needing to lock down a higher number of black voters, and also, of course, carrying on the other side of the margin, carrying a historic number of white educated voters. And it's just fascinating to see how all that's going to play together. Tell us what you got.
Yeah, and Joe, you're exactly right. The timing of our poll is really instructive here. And when our September poll came out and had Harris with a 5-point lead over Donald Trump, that, of course, was after the debate. It was after a really rough news environment for Donald Trump with the discussion about Springfield, Ohio. And now, all of a sudden, we do show a tied race. And what has occurred is that those soft Republicans, non-MAGA Republicans, have come back home to Trump. In our September poll, they were lagging, obviously, after the debate, after the discussion of Springfield, Ohio. Our poll finds them that they are back with Trump, and that explains him going from 44% in our poll in September now to 48%. But, Joe, you ended up mentioning the things that Harris has to work on with shoring up Latino voters, getting African Americans in the fold, white women. Our poll ends up having a really big gender gap where Harris has a 14-point lead among female voters, while Donald Trump has a 16-point lead among male voters. That's
when you look at their faces, you can see how panicking they are. There is one thing I noticed. When Hillary Clinton was competing with Trump, everybody knew Hillary Clinton will win. And people felt reluctant. They didn't even go to vote. So, of this race being this tight, it is high time for you to realize and take a decision. If you were reluctant to do it, go and vote, because at this level, who is ready to wake up and do something will win, unless they do some kind of things. When I look at Democrat panicking like this, they never knew that their day will be approaching, and polls will be showing that things are this way. Some who believe in polls are now saying, I don't believe in polls. I was shocked when I watched the views on Sonny Hostin.
Kamala Harris has been running a flawless campaign, and that's why she raised billions of dollars, $1 billion. I think it's because of the momentum that she has. I think it's because people believe in her, and I think people are showing that by the amount of money that they're willing to give to the campaign. I think we have the press to blame for a lot of this. About, Whoopi, you always say you don't believe in polls. I'm with you now, because I'm reading the press. First it was, Kamala's not doing enough press. Then she goes on this huge press tour. She was here with us. I thought she was fantastic. She was energetic. The crowd went wild. It was electric. CNN, Democrats go anxious. Axios, blue wall blues. Fox, Dems are scared to death. No, Dems are not scared to death. Dems are pumped. What I would like the press to talk a little bit more about is Trump is in hiding. He didn't do the 60 Minutes interview. He does not want to do another debate. He's in mental decline. Obama's speech was captivating in Pittsburgh, yet instead of talking about that, we're talking about what he said before the speech to black men. I think that the media has to do a much better job.
Based on what we see with the mainstream media favoring Kamala on daily basis, Sonny Hostin is not happy with the way they are reporting. And even call out Fox News. These people are putting out headline articles based on what they are observing. So Sonny Hostin saying they are not doing the best is crazy. On The View, I want to see what they're doing that can favor our campaign.
Is there a Democratic Party? Extreme left.
Trump is nearly dominating this lady in all the polls.
And I got to say, it's not looking that great for the Democrats.
No, Dems are not scared to death.
Is it a good endorsement? What exactly, please? I want you to know. Drop under the comment section.
Trump's running mate. Same reason you don't throw a birthday party for Diddy.
Hey, you're calling yourself...
Well, this is a problem.
Holmes Enterprise. If you are over 18, please register to vote for something else.
Are now stepping forward.
Seen before.
I don't care if they write that. It was right, and you got.
I'm going to shake it off.
It's like 73% said they're voting for Trump.
Okay, yeah.
Kamala, you hired me 4 times. I tell him, I'm like, I'll just pop. How dumb are you?